Hey, I'm Raf, and this is another video about QoS. So I want to start by saying that I know I say this every video, but I'm going to say it anyway. The progress we've made this week on QoS has been absolutely amazing, and the support from everyone about QoS has also been amazing. So there's been two main things this week: virtual assistants and float numbers. You can see, for example, now we get a decimal number when we do a calculation, which means we are now actually able to do things like this, and we get that. It's a bit strange with the little numbers at the end, but apart from that, it mostly works. So, for example, 1 times 8 is 8.0, and then 1 times 8.3 would be 8.3, and then there's a 2 at the end. So that's a slight problem, but it's technically just to do with the rounding and how the computer processes the numbers, so it might be a bit difficult to fix that. But we can also do, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 3, I'm pretty sure we could do this last week, but anyway, times 4 plus times 5 plus times 6 divided by 7 modulus 8, and we get 6. That's probably the right answer. So let's actually we can't check that on a normal calculator because it doesn't have modulus. So we are able to do modulus. For example, if we want to find pi, we'd probably be able to just do 21 modulus 8. No, I don't know what it is. Maybe 21 modulus 6. I have no idea. Anyway, there is meant to be some calculation you can divide modulus to get pi. But obviously it wouldn't give us the whole accuracy because it only goes accurate to 8 digits of output precision. So overall, the calculator is really improved this week, and it does do some bitwise things. I'm not exactly sure how that's meant to work, but yeah, that's not correct, I think, because it's just adding the 3 and the 8, which is what it does if you just like go 3 and then anything and then 8. Oh well, I don't know, but maybe that's what it's meant to do. We'll try, for example, 3 modulus is working, I think, and we should be able to, soon we're going to be able to do, like, for example, 1 times 8, well, I'll just do like 4 times 8 plus 7 plus 6 times 7, which doesn't work at the moment because 4 times 8 plus 6 times 7 is actually, well, it did work, so that's good. Yay. We can do that now. That's awesome. I am not actually running this on complete hardware. This is actually running through Parallels Desktop, as you can see here. It's running through Parallels Desktop and stuff. But yeah, it looks like it's running on an actual computer, and it's pretty much the same how it behaves. So yeah, we're going to do calc-y. It will return the current year. I don't know if that's actually using BIOS, but it's meant to be using the BIOS to find the year. And the thing I've worked on mainly this week is me. Yay. So me is a personal assistant thingy. Welcome to me. Me is the world's first truly rubbish personal assistant, because it's not very good at the moment. To use me, simply ask it a question. For example, type me, what is the time? To start using me, please enter some basic information below when prompted. So we just can type answers to this. Please don't hack me. And we can do things. Oh. The only things that aren't actually verified yet are the name and the city. But everything else, if you type something incorrect, which I'll demonstrate in a little bit, will actually say invalid, like you saw when I tried to type Melbourne as a state. It's not a state. And actually for the state/province thingy, it only actually accepts states in Australia at the moment because I haven't set it up to work for anything else because there's just so many states in the world and stuff. So then after that we can go, for example, me, and we can type some words and it will tell us whether they're nouns or verbs, and it will tell us what type of nouns or verbs theoretically. Unfortunately, I'm having trouble making the machine learning side of that all work, so it only works for currently predefined set of words, but I'm trying to fix that. So for example, if we go me, abort, puppy, I'm sorry for the puppy, but yeah. So it's telling us that abort is a noun about an act, then it's got our output precision number, and then puppy is a noun about an animal, and technically that is correct, I think. But if we're going to say me is aborting a puppy, then we probably go me aborting puppy. But yeah, me is not actually part of the sentence. That's just saying calling the me application to do something. And if we want to skip the setup process, we can just do that. Because for some reason, after you do the setup, every second question you ask me, it's going to require you to do the setup again. And if you type a word that is not currently in the dictionary, it's going to spend a billion years trying to find what that means through machine learning. But since it only has about 2,000 examples of words at the moment, it doesn't have enough data to do machine learning, so it's going to just do this. For example, if we go aborting, it's just going to spend a billion years trying to find that out, and it will never find it out because it doesn't have enough data to try to actually find out what words mean by themselves. So now I'm going to have to just restart this, or else we will be stuck for a very long time waiting for it to work. So as you can see now, it is booted back up, and we're able to resume using QoS. So the main things, as I said, that we changed this week was the calculator is so much more powerful now, and you could do a lot more things with that. Skip will do nothing as always because it's just a testing command still, and hi will just say hi to you. That's nice. Maybe we'll change that to me hi later because it's using me. System reboot. It should work now. Yeah, it works. It worked last week also. And also we can do system shutdown. On some machines this works, on some it will just halt the system indefinitely. It looks like that's what it's done here, so we're going to have to reset it again. It doesn't actually have a proper file system yet, just a virtual one like it had 2 weeks ago, I think, is when we first implemented that. And it's still just got the virtual file system. We're trying to implement FAT32, or we want to implement NTFS. Either one of them probably is what we want to use, and then later we'll probably use like a Q file system, which is built in the Q programming language, which is something I've been working on GitHub and on my own computer, which haven't published all the changes, but yeah. So basically Q programming language is a language which we are planning to use soon to program Q, and we need to actually create a compiler for that, which will be written in the Writer app. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this like 2 weeks ago, but still, you're able to, the syntax for Q programming language is relatively simple. You start by going section, and then the name of the section. The meta section is required in all Q programming language files because it defines, remember in the GitHub, you probably haven't read it, but yeah, in the GitHub README file for QoS, it says that everything in Q, the file name has like .code for code files, .document for text files, .photo for photos and stuff like that. So with .code, that doesn't specify, it's not like .q, it doesn't say what the code language is, so we have to actually manually tell the computer that. Yeah, it just broke. But anyway, that means that we have to, in Q programming language, somehow tell the compiler what language we're using, which is defined in the meta section. Then we have a data section to declare our variables, and finally we have the text section, which is where we declare actually all the code, like the if statements and such. And yeah, we manipulate the data, and it's all in Q programming language because we define that in the meta section. And that's basically how Q programming language works in like 10 seconds. That was like longer than 10 seconds, but anyway, that's a quick way of saying how Q programming language works, and it's hopefully going to be a really powerful way of expanding QoS to become much more powerful in the near future. Me is planning to be a really complicated thing. It's going to use machine learning to answer your questions, somewhat like a virtual assistant project I found on the internet a few years ago called Vim. And Vim basically, if you ask it a question, the first step it does is breaks each word in your question down into different type of word, like a verb, a noun, act, verb, breaks the word down into what type of word and what that's about. So for example, a noun about an act, which is kind of what I'm doing, but I didn't actually copy that directly from Vim, and obviously all the code is mine. But I got the idea of making something that taught itself from Vim and also from the IBM computer called Watson. IBM Watson is the world's smartest computer at the moment, and it's really amazing, basically. It can answer questions on the Jeopardy TV show, and better than any Jeopardy player, and including the best ones. It's like hard English question thingies. So that probably made no sense, but basically Me is based off Vim, which was made by the series creators, and Me is based off Vim by series creators and IBM Watson. And hopefully next week I'll be able to show you some more complicated things that Me can do other than just tell you that puppy is a noun about an animal. Anyway, that's all that basically I can show you today, because we don't have that much more change, because we're a lot working at the moment on just making the code more efficient. So yeah, that's about all we've got this week, and I hope that you liked this video. Bye.